Hi, my name's Tom Burke. I'm with Ioline Corporation, and this is another in a series of training videos on the Ioline CrystalStudio software made for use with the Ioline Crystal Press rhinestone setting system. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the new features added to the CrystalStudio 3.0 software update. We'll begin by taking a look at the text entry function. Previously, if you wanted to do text for a rhinestone design, you had to first create that text or type it into a program such as CorelDRAW, Adobe Illustrator, or Ioline Design. Now we can create text directly within CrystalStudio. We begin by clicking on this icon, which opens the Ioline text tool box. We can select any TrueType font installed within the computer, and we can enter the text on this block. We can scale the design up or down. And notice now when we open the Layers menu, we have a third file, which is the text we just entered. And we can populate that with rhinestone simply by clicking on Layer Visible. So this gives you a very quick way to create text for rhinestone designs. Now we're going to take a look at some of the new features added to the Files menu. We have new features in the printing and in the export functions. We'll click on Printing. And notice that all the designs on that sheet are displayed on the screen. If there was some design which we did want to display or not display, we could eliminate it from the sheet by unchecking the Layer Visible box in the Layer menu. We can also add text to the top of our page, either with a page title or a subtitle. And by clicking on the Update Preview box, you can now see that text entered at the top of the page. This is useful for sending a proof to your customer or for use as a job folder file. Notice down here also that we can either print this image on paper, we can save it as a PDF file, we can save it as a JPEG image. So you could email it to your customer as well. Now also we can display the crystal count and the crystal prices down here at the bottom of the page. We can change the background color to match the background color we used when we created the design, again by clicking on Update Preview. We'll go back to our original white background by clicking on Update Preview. Now we can also show the entire sheet, or we can click on Proof Current Shape and click on Update, and that will display only the selected design. Now here we are filling the page with that design. If we wanted to display it at 100%, we can check on Shape Crystals Only at 100% and click on Update Preview. And it resizes it to the actual size the design would be on the garment. We'll go back to Proof Current Sheet and click on Update Preview. And now we can see all the designs on the screen at the same time. Now we'll take a look at some of the new functions in the Export tool. We'll click on Export, and notice that allows us to save the sheet as a JPEG image or copy the sheet image to a clipboard. You can use this in conjunction with CorelDRAW or Adobe Illustrator or Ioline Design to create a facsimile of the t-shirt design superimposed on a t-shirt found online or through your own resources. I'll I'll show you something like the design you could create. In other words, these photos were brought into CorelDRAW, and the designs which were created in Crystal Studio were superimposed upon the garments. We can also save the sheet data, that is to say, the price of the rhinestones, the count of the rhinestones, and that type of information to a CSV file, which could then be imported into a spreadsheet such as Excel to keep track of your rhinestone usage and track the quantities of rhinestones you're going through in a given period. Finally, there are some new features in the Systems menu, specifically this Check for Updates box. Now, with this box, you can, after you've updated to the CrystalStudio 3.0, check for any future updates simply by clicking on this box. If your computer is connected to the internet, this will send back to Ioline a message inquiring whether there are any new versions of the software available. So if we click on Check for Updates, notice here it will pop up a message saying you're using the most recent version of Crystal Studio. So this is a good way to be sure that you are using the most recent version of Crystal Studio. I hope these new features prove useful to you. You can update your 2.8 or earlier Crystal Studio software by contacting Ioline at 425-398-8282 or email us at ioline.com. Thanks very much.